Have you ever wondered why most people don't live long after 80? Because of these 4 reasons. Reaching 80 is a milestone, but staying strong beyond it takes more than just luck. It takes awareness, because there are 4 quiet but powerful forces that work against the body as we age. Most people don't talk about them until it's too late, and many don't even realize how much these invisible issues are affecting their energy, memory, and overall health until the damage is already done. In this video, we're going to uncover the 4 real reasons most people struggle to live long after 80. These aren't just theories. They're backed by decades of medical research and firsthand experience. And once you understand them, you'll see that it's not about trying to live forever. It's about protecting your strength, your independence, and your peace of mind for as long as you can. Stay with us to the end, because the 4th reason might surprise you and maybe the most important one of all. Let's get started. Reason 1. Silent inflammation that accelerates aging. One of the biggest threats to health after 80 doesn't come from outside the body. It starts quietly within. It's something doctors often call inflammaging. That's the chronic low-grade inflammation that slowly damages cells, tissues, and organs without causing obvious symptoms at first, and over time, it wears the body down from the inside out. This kind of inflammation is different from the swelling you see after a sprain or a cut. It's internal. It builds up through years of stress, processed food, poor sleep, lack of movement, and even environmental toxins. And while it may not cause pain at first, it affects everything. Your heart, your brain, your joints, even your immune system. Think about George, 82. He didn't smoke. He didn't drink. He walked every day, but he often felt tired, stiff, and foggy, even though his blood work looked normal. It wasn't until he visited a specialist that they found high levels of inflammatory markers in his system. No big disease, just quiet inflammation simmering in the background for years. The body's ability to handle inflammation weakens with age. So, the same things you could ignore in your 50s or 60s, like processed snacks, long periods of sitting or poor sleep, start to take a heavier toll after 80. Inflammation slowly chips away at resilience. It increases the risk of dementia, heart disease, and frailty. And most people don't even know it's happening. But here's the good news. Some of the most powerful tools against inflammation are simple and free. Eating more whole foods, walking daily. None of it happens overnight, but every step helps lower the flame. And when muscle disappears, the risk of falling, breaking bones, and losing independence climbs fast. Take Frank, 84. He was sharp, cheerful, and still living alone. But one afternoon, he tripped on a rug and broke his hip. He had always thought of himself as steady, but after the fall, he realized how much strength he had lost in just the last few years. Strength he thought he still had. What makes muscle loss so dangerous after 80 is how quickly it affects everything. One fall can lead to weeks in bed, and weeks in bed lead to more weakness. Then comes the walker, the loss of freedom, the quiet shrinking of a once active life. But muscle loss isn't inevitable. It can be slowed and in many cases reversed. Walking regularly helps. Using light weights or resistance bands a few times a week. Getting enough protein. Stretching gently to stay mobile. These small efforts add up, especially when done consistently. It's never about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about staying steady, mobile, and many older adults struggle with falling asleep, staying asleep, or getting deep restorative rest. And after 80, the effects of poor sleep begin to show up more clearly in the body, in the brain, and in everyday life. You might notice this in small ways at first, feeling more tired during the day, forgetting simple things more often, getting irritated more quickly. But underneath those symptoms is a deeper problem. The body repairs itself during sleep. The brain clears out waste. The immune system resets. And when sleep becomes shallow or fragmented, those healing processes get disrupted. Let's look at Alice, 86. She didn't think much of waking up 3 or 4 times a night. She just figured it was normal at her age. But over time, she noticed her memory slipping. Her energy dropped. She caught more colds. Her doctor explained that sleep wasn't just about rest. It was essential for her brain and her immune strength. Once she worked on improving her sleep habits, her clarity and stamina slowly returned. Many people assume they just have to live with poor sleep after a certain age. But that's not entirely true. There are simple ways to improve it. Keeping a consistent bedtime, limiting caffeine and alcohol, getting natural light in the morning, creating a cool, dark, quiet bedroom. Even light movement during the day can help deepen sleep at night. After 80, good sleep becomes just as important as good food or safe movement. It affects how clearly you think, how steady you walk, how strong your immune system stays, and how much energy you have to enjoy the life you've built. It's not about sleeping longer. It's about sleeping better. And making that a priority might be one of the smartest things you can do to stay well. Reason 4, loneliness and the loss of daily purpose. There's a quiet danger that affects more people over 80 than we often realize. It's not a virus or a disease. It's loneliness. And it doesn't just hurt the heart emotionally. It affects the body physically. Studies have shown that social isolation and a loss of daily purpose can shorten life expectancy, more than some chronic diseases. As people get older, their world often becomes smaller. Friends pass away. Children move far. Physical limitations make it harder to get out. And slowly, without meaning to, many seniors spend more and more time alone. Not just physically, but emotionally. Think of Bill, 88. His wife passed 5 years ago. His adult children live in other states. He watches TV, makes his meals, and keeps things tidy. But he says some days pass without talking to a single soul. And what he misses most isn't noise or activity. It's feeling needed, feeling like someone is waiting for him, like his presence matters. The human heart is wired for connection. And after 80, when social roles start to fade, retirement, caregiving, neighborhood involvement, what many people lose isn't just interaction, it's identity. That quiet sense of why get up today can become heavy. And over time, it affects immune health, brain chemistry, and the will to stay active. But purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be watering plants, writing notes to loved ones, making a phone call each morning, feeding the birds, helping a neighbor. The smallest acts can create rhythm, meaning, and joy. And reaching out, even if it feels awkward, can often bring light to both sides. Solitude is not the same as loneliness, and finding peace and quiet is a strength. But when someone feels invisible or unneeded, the body responds. So, if you're over 80 or know someone who is, ask this simple question. What brings you purpose right now? And how can you protect that purpose like it's medicine? Because in many ways it is. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. If you've made it this far, take a moment to reflect, not in fear, but in clarity. Living beyond 80 is a gift. But the truth is many people don't get there in good shape. Not because they didn't care, but because they didn't know what was quietly working against them. Inflammation, muscle loss, poor sleep, and emotional isolation can sneak in little by little. And by the time they show up in full, the damage has already begun. But knowledge is power. And the purpose of this video isn't to worry you. It's to arm you. To remind you that small, steady changes still make a difference. That the choices you make this week, this month, this year can shape how you move, think, and feel in your 80s and beyond. So, what stood out to you the most? Was it how inflammation creeps in without warning? Or how fragile strength becomes without movement? Maybe it was the reminder that sleep is more than rest, and that being emotionally connected is just as important as any medicine. Whatever it was, don't let it just be information. Let it be a turning point, a decision to keep showing up for your body, your mind, and your purpose. Aging isn't about fading. It's about focusing. It's about choosing what matters most, protecting it, and letting the rest fall away. You've earned the right to live this stage of life with wisdom and strength. Don't settle for less. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.